Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities which are karma kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. And 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain all these material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Good morning, devotees. Hare Krishna to you all. I welcome you all once again on the Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Before we proceed to the Srimad Bhagavatam Katha, please feel free to unmute yourself, announce your name, and give me the opportunity to welcome you all in this beautiful platform. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Neena Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata, at your holy feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajas. All glories to all the assembled devotees here. Thank you so very much for every day consistently hosting this program. Hari Bol Mata, welcome.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Janavi from Lubbock, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Janvi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mataji. Please keep giving us your association.
Hare Krishna, Nina. Accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Shama Gauri Devi Dasi from Charlotte.
Hari Bol Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all your wonderful services, Mataji. Thank you so much for your kind association hosting this program, Mataji. Welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is Balavinda.
Hari Bol, Vrinda. Please accept my humble obeisance, Vrinda. All glories to all our Guru Maharajas. All glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for joining the call. I'm so inspired to see you in the morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, Dandat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Priti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Priti Devi Mataji. All, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all our Guru Maharajas. Thank you so much for every day joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mataji. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mata, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so very much for joining everyday Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mataji. Thank you for your wonderful chanting, Mataji. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina. Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the all assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. This is Sundarangi Radha Devi Dasi from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mataji. Please keep giving us your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. And all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjri Leela Devi Dasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the Guru Maharajas. All glories to your wonderful chanting every day, Mataji. It's so inspirational. Please keep giving us your association. Hare Krishna. Devotees, before we proceed to our Srimad Bhagavatam call, I will quickly go ahead and give a brief introduction about His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj. So, His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj is a disciple of ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and he's an initiating spiritual master within the ISKCON movement. Maharaj was born in New Jersey in 1947, and Maharaj came in contact with International Society of Krishna Consciousness in Denver, Colorado at the tender age of 24. In 1973, he began practicing Krishna consciousness in New York City, and shortly thereafter began serving at the New Vrindavan Farm community in West Virginia. That same year, he received initiation from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. In 1986, His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj accepted the sannyas order and began preaching in Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio. In 1995, he began serving as a resident sannyasi in Chicago, where he was based until 2003. Maharaj offers spiritual guidance around Europe, USA, and India. Maharaj has also written a book called Krishna's Way, Natural Living, about the importance of Varnashrama and spiritual ecology. That was a very brief introduction for His Holiness. Until he joins, Prabhuji's, Mataji's, please feel free to announce your name and give me the opportunity to welcome you all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata, at your holy feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajas. All glories to your everyday consistent services, Mataji. Welcome. I see Maharaj has joined already. We are waiting for His Holiness to take his chair. Hare Krishna. We will wait for him. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet, Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you.
All glories to Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Maharaj, whenever you're ready, you may take the call over. And today we will be reciting from Canto 7, Chapter 13, verse number 28. Whenever you're ready, Maharaj. Hari Bol.
Go ahead. Mhm. Mhm. Let's see. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ityate Atmanam Swartam Shantam Vishmritya Vam Pumam Vichitram Asati Dvaite Gauram Apnoti Samsritim. In this way, the conditioned soul living within the body forgets his self-interest because he identifies himself with the body. Because the body is material, his tendency is to be attached to by the varieties of the material world. Thus, the living entity suffers the miseries of material existence. Purport. Everyone is trying to be happy because, as explained in the previous verse, Sukham asyatmano rupam sarveho paratistanu. When the living entity is in his original spiritual form, he is happy by nature. There's no question of miseries for the spiritual being. As Krishna is always happy, the living entities, or parts and parcels, are also happy by nature, but because of being put within the material world and forgetting their eternal relationship with Krishna, they have forgotten their real nature. Because every one of us is a part of Krishna, we have a very affectionate relationship with him, but because we have forgotten our identities and considering the body to be the self, we are afflicted by all the troubles of birth, death, old age, and disease. This misconception in materialistic life continues unless and until one comes to understand his relationship with Krishna. The happiness sought by the conditioned soul is certainly only illusion, as explained in the next verse. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyanajana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ma Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasnaya Bhutale Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pastyatya Satarni Vanshako Bataru Bischa Kripa Sindhupe Bacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Krishna in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita explains for at least 20 verses or more the difference between what is temporary, what is material. Hare Krishna. Jai Maharaj. Please come in. And what is eternal and what is temporary? Is a class. We're just giving a class on the Bhagavatam. So would you like to take over? Let's see. Nina, can you bring up the main screen again? Can we see everyone who's on the class? No, go to the main screen. Let's see here. Gallery, I guess that's it. There they are. So here. So there's 48, and these are different people from around the world. And this is a special class coming out of.
See us?
Yeah, they can see us right here. Or that's us.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Maharaj.
Hari Bol, Maharaj. Hare
What a
Krishna.
wonderful-
Hari Bol, Maharaj. Wish your fortune, Maharaj.
Accept my humble obeisances. All glories to
Accept
Krishna.
my humble obeisances.
Krishna.
All glories to Srila
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Maharaj,
Wonderful to see you,
Dandavat
Maharaj.
Adhanath Maharaj, Hare Krishna.
Maharaj.
Krishna
Thank you for wonderful
Maharaj.
darshan, Maharaj.
Radhe
Nice to see you, Maharaj.
Maharaj, can you give Bhagavatam class someday?
Yeah. Feel so fortunate, Maharaj. So fortunate.
We are super fortunate.
Yeah, we should.
Radhe.
double mercy day today, Maharaj.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
put these on there.
Yeah, we every day on this conference, we are like from 2008 continuing this program. And now it's like, Candramauli Maharaj gives class every other Thursday.
So she's over here. Where is she?
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Where are you?
us.
Where are you?
And I wish
Maharaj, we have spotlighted Shama Gauri Mataji. Can you see her?
Where's Shamagori? There she is. Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
From
Hari
Charlotte.
Bol.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for coming on the call and giving darshan to us. Thank you so much.
I'm forever grateful to His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj for sharing his wisdom and his love and his compassion with all of us. And grateful to all of you for receiving his kindness and his blessings.
Radhe Radhe.
I wish you could give class someday on Bhakti Sangha conference call.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Classes.
Radhe Radhe.
Hare Krishna. Hey, Maharaj, thank you. So, what can I say after that?
Radhe Radhe.
So, okay. So you can keep the gallery on and I'll speak.
We got our Christmas gift, Guru Maharaj, today.
That was a surprise. Today is also the disappearance day of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Are you celebrating that in the US also?
Yesterday, Maharaj. It was
It
yesterday.
was yesterday, yeah. We celebrated
For us, it was
yesterday.
yesterday, right?
Okay, so we had some devotees today and some yesterday, depending on where you are. So we had a nice little program at Radha Damodar Temple. We're here in Govardhan Echo Village. The most amazing arrangement for glorifying the Supreme Lord by His Holiness Radhanath Swami, who has created a Vrindavan village. In that Vrindavan village, there is the Jamuna, there is Govardhan, there is Radhakund, Shamakund, and all of the holy places of Vrindavan, plus all of the things that people would like to experience, such as nice accommodations, wonderful prasadam, cows. We have a beautiful cow barn with more than 110 cows, all very contented cows, happy cows, very beautiful cows. There are an Ayurvedic center here, 2 restaurants, and a beautiful temple of Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Bihari, and a magnificent replica of the original temple in Vrindavan of Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, along with a deity of Madan Mohan that is the exact replica of the deity in Karoli, where the original Madan Mohan deity now resides. This is all due to the mercy and the hard work of Radhanath Swami and his disciples, who have created this really spiritual oasis. You should take some time and come and visit. Everything is here, materially, spiritually, everything you could possibly consider in terms of whatever. There's entertainment in the form of kirtans and programs and yoga, and it's unlimited. And we're kind of out in the wilderness, but Maharaj has transformed the wilderness into a spiritual oasis. So I'm sure a few of you have been here, but those who haven't been here will have an experience that will be very memorable. So it's available all year round. You can come and experience something very unique in terms of spiritual arrangement, spiritual environment. So that's something that we attributed to Radhanath Swami's desire to serve Srila Prabhupada by serving all living entities, by giving them an opportunity to experience Krishna consciousness in a way that is, let me say, in the absolute sense of the word, ideal. Ideal. So those who haven't come, make your plans at least one time to come. and experience this place. It's we just did a retreat about 2 weeks ago. We finished on the 10, not even 2 weeks ago, about 10 days ago. We just had about 25 devotees that came from the West, and we had seminars. Many senior Prabhupada disciples come. Shruta Kirti here is here. He talks about Srila Prabhupada all the time. He gave many classes. He's also giving classes now. The temple presently, the main temple is undergoing construction, and now it'll be a temple which will be 3 times as bigger as it used to be, which will accommodate more persons. They're also building a whole community of housing where people can come and also live here. And so it's amazing. Every night at this time, there's an arti to Mother Jamuna, where everyone goes, and we worship Mother Jamuna by singing the Jamuna Astakam by Srila Rupa Goswami. So beautiful. The atmosphere is so transcendently sweet, you might say. And there's no politics. And there's no pollution. And there's a lot of good no's here. There's a lot of no's that you don't really want are not here. So even from the absolute point of view, everything is so nice, and it's an ecological center. They have also developed expertise in various types of ecological programs, such as recycling plastic and using the oil from the plastic, or making houses simply by taking the soil and making bricks by sun-dried bricks. And the housing is warm in the cool weather inside, and it's cool in the warm weather. When it's outside, it's just ideal. So I can't say enough about this place. You can read more about it online. Go to govardhanecovillage.com, I think it is, or .net, I'm not sure. But you can find, buckets of information about what this place is like, along with the different testimonies of devotees and others who have come here to experience Krishna consciousness in a most amazing way. So here we are. So we'll continue. If you like, I'll continue with the verse. Should I?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay, we'll get back to the philosophy. But what centers around the philosophy is just as important as the philosophy, because it makes the philosophy alive. So this particular verse, it really is essential in giving us the clear understanding of what we're not and who we are. Krishna, for 20 verses in the Bhagavad Gita, he explains that you're not this body, you're a spiritual being, and he very carefully delineates in a very systematic way the difference between the body and the soul, the difference between what is eternal and what is temporary, difference between what is material and what is spiritual. And so that is really how Krishna begins his discourse to Arjuna, the very beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, by teaching the basic principles which lead to higher understanding of transcendental knowledge. So the very basic principle is to have at least a theoretical understanding that the body I have is not me. It's simply a home for the soul in the material world. That's all. I am something different. And the soul in the body does not touch the body, because matter and spirit do not coalesce together. Just like trying to mix oil and water, you can't. You may try to do it, but because of its nature, it'll naturally separate. So the body is there and the soul is within the body, but the soul does not touch the material energy, but it energizes the material energy by its presence and gives life to all existence. So that is the soul. And that soul is pervaded throughout of all of creation. There are billions, trillions, gazillions, unlimited numbers of souls that make up the material energy, which are giving life to the material energy, because the material energy is dead. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhumir apanalo bayu, kamano buddhiye vacha, ahankar iti me, bina prakriti astada. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego make up my separated material energy. But then he goes on in the next verse, but there is another energy that is eternal, and then that is all living beings who are sustaining the material energy by their presence, and that's us, the living beings. So this particular verse and purport, as Prabhupada really makes it clear, he gets right to the point that we are something other than the body we exist. And everything we create in this material world is really related to the body. So the body is the foundation by which all material activities expand. If we were not in the body, then there would be no mothers, no fathers, no friends, no relatives, no governments, no nothing. There would be nothing material in our existence. But because we're in the body, we identify with the body as being the self, and therefore we create this environment called the material world, which is a illusionary concept of our actual existence, which is in the spiritual world. So we're trying to live in a world that is contrary to our nature. Therefore, as Prabhupada ends the purport, there is only suffering. Why? Because we are not anything of the material world. We are pure spiritual beings. Therefore, our happiness, our progress in life is in connection with the spiritual energy, which is Krishna's energy for bringing the souls back to him in eternal loving service. And that is the process of Krishna consciousness or bhakti yoga. So in that process of Krishna consciousness and bhakti yoga, it's a gradual awakening of our spiritual nature through the process of glorification of and service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. The more we emphasize our spiritual nature, the more that spiritual nature will grow and become the consciousness of the living being. We right now in our material world, we have a somewhat of a dual type of consciousness. We are connected to the material energy through the activities of the material energy, and we also are trying to serve the Lord by performing devotional service. But so when we emphasize one, that grows, and when we emphasize on the other, that grows. So in becoming back to our eternal nature, we have to hear and chant the glories of the Lord, which is the essence that brings about our awareness of our eternal relationship with Krishna, which is the principle, as Krishna says, of eternal happiness and knowledge. It's actually the destiny of the soul's existence. Somehow or other, of course, that word somehow or other is what it really means. Somehow or other, we've fallen into this material world. We don't know how we got here. We don't even know why we're here sometimes. But we're trying to somehow or other live here. But when we realize it's not about living here, it's about going back to where we actually belong, with Krishna in the spiritual world. And life after life, Maya Vase, Kacho Bese, Kacho Ho Bubu Dubai, Jeev Krishna Das, Hey Vishwash, Kolinada Dukanai, Bhakti Vinod Thakur sings this bhajan where he's saying, the living entity continues life after life of creating relationships in this world, which are like straws that are being blown by the wind or by being moved by the ocean. Sometimes ocean waves carry various straws. And when the ocean waves come together, the straws come together. And when the ocean waves part, the straws also part. So we come together with friends, family, members, everything in every activity in this material world in a temporary way. And as time goes on, we lose that relationship and we continue to make relationships that come and go constantly, life after life after life. When the living entity starts to realize, I really want to be happy. I don't really want to struggle and suffer as I am, because birth is miserable. Death is obviously very unpleasant. Nobody even wants to think about it. Disease is there. And of course, old age, which ultimately leads as a prelude to death, is constantly there in the living entity's existence as long as they are in the material world. So the only way to get out of this cycle of samsara, birth, death, disease, and old age, life after life, is the process of bhakti. And Krishna has made it easy, especially in his incarnation as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has shown that simply by glorifying his name, Golokire, Premadana, Harinam, Sankirtan, Ratin Jan Milo Kena Upai, that simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, which is coming from the spiritual world into the hearts of the pure souls, who distribute that mercy in the form of the holy name to everyone and anyone, then by accepting that mercy and using it as much as we can gradually awaken our spiritual consciousness. Spiritual consciousness is there within the soul. Material consciousness is a covering over material consciousness, just like a clothing is a covering over the body. So the clothing has the same form as the body because it fits accordingly. But the clothing is not the body. It's something different. Same way, the coverings of the material energy that are over the soul are like coverings that replicate the soul's existence. So we have a spiritual mind, but we're covered by the material mind. So the material mind is an adaptation of our association with this world. And as we chant and glorify the Lord and serve the Lord, we actually dissolve or disintegrate the material mind. And what happens? The spiritual mind is revealed. The spiritual mind is not created, it's eternal. It's there with us eternally because it's our nature, but it's covered. So anything is covered, just like if you try to take a shower with your clothes on, it's going to be pretty hard to really get clean. So at the same time, if you try to enjoy life in the material world, it's like
Maharaj, your video just stalled.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. I don't think he can hear us.
No.
others to do the same, which is the mercy of the devotee. They want to bring others also into this consciousness of Krishna. So this is Krishna consciousness, and we, if we emphasize Krishna consciousness, we become Krishna conscious. If we emphasize a material life, then we stay within this covering of illusion and struggle more and more. So people always ask, well, how do I find a balance? I do have material responsibilities. We have to, what we call, spiritualize our life. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yat karosi, yaranasi, yat jahosi dadasi yat, yat tapasi tukunteya, tad kurusham madarpanam. All that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities you may perform, should be done as an offering to me. So learning the art of offering everything to Krishna, our activities in the material world, whatever they are, as an offering to Krishna, then we can spiritualize those activities and they no longer become what we say in forces of entanglement in the material world. We can use, there's an example that if you want to, just like in Vrindavan, there's places in Vrindavan, if you walk, there are thorns on the ground. So people walk without shoes in these different places, and sometimes this thorn gets stuck in the foot. So in order to get it out, you have to take another thorn and pluck out that thorn with the other thorn. And what do? You throw both thorns away. So we can use the material world to get out of the material world and get back where I reside, but because everything is created by Krishna and everything is given to us through the material energy, which is also Krishna's energy, it belongs to Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna because he is the source of that object. He's created the ingredients. We formulate those ingredients in different forms and different things that we use in the material world. So we are at best, the third creator. Krishna creates through Brahma, who's the secondary creator. And Brahma manifests the material world and all of the ingredients through the different forms. And then we take these forms and we identify them as being ours. They're not ours. They're just things that we use. That's all. That's Krishna's mercy. He gives us these things so we can live in this material world, but they belong to him because they're coming from him. Therefore, just like if you contract a job to work for a particular person, say you are a carpenter, and someone contracts you to build a house. So they give you the ingredients, they give you the tools, they give you whatever you need to build a house, and you build the house. You can't say it's your house. You did the house for them. They give you some remuneration in form of payment, but actually it belongs to them. So whatever we create in this material world is coming by way of the energies that Krishna gives us in order for that creation to manifest. Therefore, ultimately, in the absolute sense, everything belongs to Krishna. So we say my husband, but it's not necessarily that we say my husband, my wife, my children, but who are they? They're spiritual beings who actually have an eternal relationship with Krishna. So they belong to Krishna, but they come into this world to play the role of husband, wife, children, and relatives, friends, and people in general. But they all belong to Krishna. So when we can develop that consciousness, and that consciousness is developed through understanding the difference between material and spiritual, the difference between what is eternal and what is temporary, and who we are and what is our relationship with everything. When we understand that, then whatever we do will bring us closer to Krishna rather than taking us farther away from Krishna, such as what the materialists do in this world. They simply see everything as themselves as being the center and everything around them for their enjoyment. This is the cause of suffering because you can't enjoy someone else's property. That is called thievery. So when we try to enjoy Krishna's property without Krishna being involved in it, then ultimately we become a thief. and therefore people are punished, and that's called the sufferings that are imposed upon the living entities by the material energy. People can't understand why they suffer. They keep trying to adjust their activities in the material world to avoid suffering, but still they get their suffering, because any type of adjustment doesn't really change the situation. It's just like if you're on a boat that's sinking, and if you go from the top part of the boat to the bottom, or from the bottom part of the boat to the top, or from the front part to the back, you're still on the boat. So when we try to adjust things in this material world to make them better for our enjoyment, we're still in the same situation. We're forced to suffer by our attempts to enjoy something that is not meant for our enjoyment. But the soul's nature is to enjoy unlimitedly and continuously, and that can be found only on the spiritual platform with Krishna. So bhakti is enjoyable, chanting the holy name, everything, susukam kartam abhyayam. It's a process of happiness. It's not a process of working hard and simply struggling in order to get some benefit. No, devotional service is easy, it's natural, but it has to be given as priority. And when it becomes priority in life, it becomes so wonderful. Okay, so I'll stop there, and we can open it up for some discussion.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you for such a wonderful class, and thank you for sharing that how we can actually spiritualize even the materialistic things. It reminded me of one of the lectures that I had heard for His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, where he said, so depends which dog you want to feed. You want to feed the good dog or the bad dog? So both are inside here. The material consciousness, do we want to feed, or do we want to feed the spiritual consciousness? So it's lays in our hand, and how beautifully you explain how we can change even the things that are material into spiritual and spiritualize them. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for the beautiful class.
Thank
Devotees,
you.
Thank you. And thank you for giving us the darshan of not just of yours, but also of His Holiness Radhanath Swami. Many thanks, Maharaj.
He just drifted in. He saw I was sitting in front of a computer, so he was walking by, and he thought, So he came because Krishna told him, there's some people out there that want to see you.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Devotees, do you have any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself, ask the question, or you can raise your hand. I can unmute you. Sridevi Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you, Nina. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada. Again, such a wonderful lecture teaching us that real happiness is only on the spiritual platform. And my question is about pious people, especially in India. A lot of pious people, they know there is God, they know they are not the center, but yet they are not able to understand their relationship or the concept of service to the Lord or bhakti. They're pious, but they will not come to bhakti. So what is the reason for this gap?
Lack of spiritual association. If they associate with spiritual-minded people, they will take up the activities of devotion. But if they continue to associate with materialistic people, they may theoretically understand that there's something there, but they can't take advantage of it. It's all due to lack of association, because association is. So just like Sanatana Goswami, he asked Lord Chaitanya, he's playing the role of an ordinary soul. He's asking questions to the Supreme Lord, who is in the form of a guru. He said, what is the first duty of one in Krishna consciousness? And Lord Chaitanya said, Asat Sangha Tyaga E Vaishnava Achar. Asat Sangha. Satsanga is devotional company, devotional association. Asa means material. Asa tyaga, tyaga means to give up. Give up materialistic association, a Vaishnava achar, and adopt the association of the Vaishnavas. So that was the first instruction that is given in the process of developing our Krishna consciousness. Sadhu Sangha. Associating with, and not only associating with, but serving Vaishnavas.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hari Hari. We can interact with the non-devotees, but association means affection for. When we talk about association, it has a certain definition, which means developing a relationship with persons who are of the same, what you might say, goal in life. We don't have the same goal in life as the materialists, but we may have to interact with them in order to complete our material responsibilities. Like we go to the store, we meet the grocer, we're friend with him. We have to go to, do some duties in different places. People have jobs, so they have their work colleagues. But these persons, we keep what we call a very formal type of relationship with. But when we want a real relationship, we go with devotees, because devotees understand devotees. Devotees have the same desires, in the sense they all want to become Krishna conscious. So develop affection for an association with devotees, and more or less a formal, less than attached relationship with the non-devotees, just to get the job done. That's all.
Very well said. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Very, very beautifully put into different compartments, and it's easy to follow like that. Thank you, Maharaj. Amrita Mataji, you had a question, Mata? Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances, Guru Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So continuing on the topic of association with devotees. So when we associate with devotees, everybody are on their own journey. Even devotees have their journey while they are on the spiritual path. So we might have our opinions, everybody have their opinions, and sometimes they may clash. So while dealing with the devotees, what should be our first priority? Because we don't want to end up in bad place.
Keep Krishna in the center. If you're keeping Krishna in the center, if you're doing spiritual activities together, that's association. The clash is when we get into topics that are not related to our spiritual progress. We talk about the weather, we talk about this person's problems, we talk about our own ideas. And then naturally there'll be disagreement, there'll be indecision on how to interact. And keep Krishna in the center. If we're worshiping, we all worship together. If we're serving, we may all have a different type of service that's related to the overall service. I mean, devotees are also friendly. They talk about, we say, apparently ordinary things, like how are you and how's your bhajan? How's things going? How's the family? Like that. But we don't make that the main topic of conversation. Devotees are friendly. That's the point. Devotees are friendly.
Thank you, Maharaj. Shivakumar Prabhuji? Oh, sorry, Mataji. Give me.
That's okay. Thank you, Agaji.
Thank you. Shivakumar Prabhu.
Thank you, Devi. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisance and sit your lotus feet. Maharaj, one question from today's class, Maharaj. The 5 elements and the 3 subtle bodies, the Lord says that you quoted Maharaj in today's class that they are separated energy of Krishna. Then why do we see that throughout Bhagavatam, the material world is explained as illusion, Maharaj, in many places?
Mm-hmm. Illusion means in the real sense of the word, when you define it as illusion, it presents itself as something that it's not. It presents itself as giving us stability, success, happiness, but it can't do that. So that's the illusion. But the energy exists. Krishna says that he has 3 main energies: the Bahiranga Shakti, the Tatastha Shakti, and the Antaranga Shakti. So the material energy is the Bahiranga Shakti. So it is energy, it's real. But the nature of that reality is that it's always changing. So in the spiritual is never changing, it's only expanding. The material changes. We were in our baby's body, we're no longer in the baby's body, but we're still, the same person. Therefore, our body has changed. Like that. So you'll see that things come into being, they develop, they produce, and then eventually they're gone. Great empires have come and gone. The world is much different than it was 100 years ago. So it's a constant change. That's material energy. It's called eternally immutable. Change, change, change. But we don't change. And we can't really be happy with something that constantly changes. Therefore, when we try, we're accepting an illusion as reality. So the illusion is it doesn't provide what it appears to be. That's the illusion. Can't give us the happiness, the satisfaction, the stability, the success that we're looking for. Because it's not meant to do that. It's simply meant to cause us difficulties so we can wake up to the fact that this is not where I want to be. It has a purpose. Its purpose is to harass us to the point where we say, enough. But some people never wake up because, for whatever reason, it's like, you can give a person an alarm clock, but they'll hit the snooze button every few minutes. They'll never get up.
Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, one follow-up question, Maharaj, to this explanation. Now, the experience that a sadhaka goes through in service of Krishna in this world, is that real, or is that in between real and illusion, because the sadhaka is not perfected it? At the same time, he is not living a typical material life.
The sadhaka is not, what is the point that was made? The sadhaka is not...
The experience that we go through of happiness in devotional service, or in sometimes distress also, Maharaj, for whatsoever reason, is that in between real and illusion for a sadhaka?
If it's material, or if it's connected with the external energy, it's part of the illusion. Just like, when we do an operation on the body, or we say we have some pain in the body, I'm not really feeling any pain because I'm not the body. But because I'm connected with the body, I feel pain. That pain is simply due to have the fact that we have a body, but I'm different than the body. Therefore, just like if the body is destroyed, still I exist. So the identity with the external energy causes us to experience happiness and distress, but it's all connected with the body and the mind. Like that. So yeah, sadhaka will somehow or other, in the development of Krishna consciousness, what's the word? Continue to evolve towards the spiritual, but still there's still some connection with the material. But as the spiritual energy becomes foremost and actually complete, then there's no more connection. That we see the material world for what it is. It's Krishna's energy to be used in Krishna's service. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Etunana nikunteya jagavi parvi partante. Krishna says it's my energy. But we're playing with his energy to try to derive something from it, but we can't. So, but because we have been connected with this external energy for millions of lifetimes, it doesn't go away when we first begin spiritual life. The effects are still there. But therefore, as Prabhupada would say, just continue to practice Krishna consciousness, and gradually your spiritual consciousness will become prominent, will be awakened, and your material consciousness will no longer be there. Everything's based on consciousness. I can see the material world for my enjoyment, or I can see the material world to be used for Krishna's enjoyment. Same material world. It's a matter of consciousness. So that spiritual consciousness develops by sadhusanga, and through sadhusanga we chant, we discuss and hear about philosophical topics which awaken transcendental knowledge, and we perform some activities, which is called the practical aspect of devotional service. Do something on the practical level. Cook for Krishna, manage for Krishna, organize for Krishna, travel for Krishna. So a devotee makes Krishna the object, and the activities become, the way to offer that to Krishna. Yeah. Although before we're cooking for ourselves, we're managing for ourselves. That's material. When we do it for Krishna, it's spiritual.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Shiva Kumar.
Thank you. Wonderful questions, wonderful answers. Krishna Bandhu Mataji, please go ahead.
Hi Krishna Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances. So my question is, why are there ups and downs in our spiritual life? Like we daily face, like somewhere when our graph is like going high, and sometimes it's like very down. And how can we stay focused in our sadhana and our daily practices?
It'll be like that, but gradually the ups and downs will start to become less, where you'll be more up and less down. You're still dealing with what we say, there are material attachments are still there, or the residue of the effects of the material attachments in the form of the reactions are still there. But if we continue in Krishna consciousness and develop our attachment for Krishna, then there's no more ups and downs, and it's just focused on Krishna and devotional service. It's just it's the transition stage from the material to the spiritual. That's all. stay in that activity. If you give up or become lax in your spiritual life, then the material, because it's very much prominent in our existence, will again start to become more and more influential. So you have to focus on spiritual activities and learn how to spiritualize our material responsibilities. We eat for Krishna, and we also get enjoyment from that eating and nourishment from also. But at the same time, we're not eating materialistic food that is full of karmic reactions. We're eating prasadam, which purifies the mind and also elevates the soul. So eating is there, but one is material, one spiritual. So continue in the activities of devotional service and learn the art of applying the knowledge in a practical way to our activities in life. And then gradually your spiritual consciousness will become more and more and more. And everything centers around chanting the holy names. That's the main program for purifying the soul and awakening our eternal relationship with Krishna. We say 16 rounds, but Srila Prabhupada would say 16 rounds is just the beginning. We have to establish a numerical vow in order to keep us connected to the process of chanting. But ultimately, chanting means 24 hours a day. And because chanting by nature is very pleasurable, when we get past a certain level of purification through the chanting, then Krishna's name becomes very, very sweet. We look forward to it.
Thank you, Maharaj. Krisha Joshi Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Maharaj, I had a question that how you said that if we are cooking, we should cook for Krishna. If we are cooking, we should cook for Krishna. But on very early stages of bhakti, it is very difficult to think about Krishna and cook for him and do everything for him. So what should be our consciousness or intentions while doing tasks as a service to him and Sri Guru or Srila Prabhupada? Please guide me.
Yeah, we have to eat regularly. So we should cook those foods that are within the category of acceptability. That means grains, fruits, prepare fruits, grains, vegetables, milk products, legumes, all of these. These are foods that can be offered to Krishna. Foods in the mode of goodness, Bhagavad Gita explains, foods in the mode of goodness bring happiness, healthy satisfaction. And foods in the mode of passion bring distress. And foods in the mode of ignorance are unhealthy for the body. So cook those foods that are in the mode of goodness and offer it to Krishna. And you can choose. So if you're cooking breakfast for Krishna, you can think, oh, what would Krishna eat for breakfast? And maybe you can ask or read about something and then prepare that. Or even if you like a certain thing and it's in the category of goodness, you can cook that and offer it to Krishna. Krishna says, Patram pushpam phalam tvayam yome bhakta panasyati tadaham bhakta uparitam asnami. Asnami means I eat. So if you cook for Krishna and offer to him, he will accept it. And therefore, he actually eats it. He eats it in the way that he's accepting our devotion in the form of these foodstuffs. So, I mean, we should think, what would Krishna like? We also may cook what we like, but cook it for him and offer it to him like that. Luchi chini sada spuli laru rasa bali. There's a song, Bojana. What is that? Bojana, I can't remember the whole name. Baja Bakara, Baja Bakara, Jara, Jara, Sigora Hari, Sigora Hari, Stohi, Gosta Bihari, Nanda Yasodanam. So Mother Yasoda, she's cooking for Krishna. What is she cooking? Various types of, and that whole bhajan mentions all the foodstuffs that Krishna's mother makes for him. Sweets and savories and various types of vegetables and things. When we offer the food to Krishna, we put it in front of him, then we close the curtain and we chant this song. If you do chant this song every day, and you get into the mood of offering very nice foods to Krishna, like that.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for answering my question.
Yeah.
And Maharaj, I also have another question, which is like on I personally, my mindset is like figuring things out. Every single thing that is happening to me, either in spiritual life, either some realizations or any lectures, I try to figure and speculate more and more. How to get rid of this speculation and figurative nature?
Well, when you're hearing and reading, and then you just see, where is that in the scriptures? Where did my spiritual master say this? Where did I hear this? So you can refer to Krishna's words in the scriptures, Guru's words, the words of the previous gurus, the acharyas. Then you're free from speculation. But we hear something, we think about it, and then we try to reference it based on the knowledge we get from Guru and Krishna. That's all. Speculation means we don't refer to anything but our wandering mind. That's all. And that won't. Many times we'll fall into the illusion of mistakes based on accepting that. So if you don't understand something, write it down and then try to reference it based on what you have, what are there from Guru Krishna and the acharyas. All the knowledge is there. There's nothing new, but it's being presented in different ways at different times for different people. But the knowledge is there. There's nothing new. So when you hear something, well, did Krishna say that in the Bhagavad Gita? Or is it written in the Srimad Bhagavatam? Did I hear it in a lecture from my spiritual master? You try to reference. Therefore, you're free from speculation. And you get the proper understanding also.
Okay, Maharaj, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Always such simple answers from Maharaj. It's so nice to hear. Thank you. We have Balakrishna Prabhuji. If you could like to go ahead and ask your question, please.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, and all glories to Vaishnavas everywhere. Guru Maharaj, something you said today really struck a chord, like as very, very important. You said we cannot be happy with things that are not permanent, things that are changing. It seems to me like everything associated with this that is not Krishna seems very, 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 very impermanent. So you already spoken about that. The other question that I have is, when it comes to, like you also said today in class, that the body is an outer covering for the soul. However, we also insist that we wear certain clothes. This comes down to a simple thing, Maharaj. I love the kurta. I hate the dhoti. It's so it's like, so why do we care so much about what garments we wear? Why can't we worship in jeans?
Well, when you're in the temple, you want to look devotional because you're in front of the deities and with your others. You don't like dhotis, huh? Okay.
It's just
So
compared to, yeah.
Yeah. You can learn how to tie your dhoti in such a way that you don't trip over it. So it's possible if you learn that. I'll show you when I come to Detroit.
Fantastic, Maharaj.
But the point is that we are trying to make a statement that we're spiritual beings. And therefore, we also do that in the form of the dress code. It's not something small. We're making a statement that I am a devotee of the Lord. And also, when people see, they say, oh, here's a spiritual person. And that also, if they see a spiritual person, even if they don't talk, but if they think nicely about that, they get some spiritual merit just by thinking good. So we're sending a message to people in general because we, as it says, we eat to please ourselves, we dress to please others. And that's from, Prabhupada would quote that from Chanakya Pandit. So for the pleasure of others, to let them know that who we are and what we stand for, like that. And it also helps us to keep our identity. So when you're in the house, you may wear your jeans or even your bathing suit if you want. But when you go out and you're associating with others, it's nice. I mean, I have a pair of pants that are somewhere in my, I don't even know where it is. It's just in certain countries when I go in there, they don't let you in if you're dressed in a dhoti. So I have these pants just for these countries. There are countries that are very radically against our movement. So to get through the immigrations, we sometimes dress like that. But I travel everywhere in the dhoti and kurta like that. But I'll teach you how to tie a dhoti in a different way so you'll be more comfortable.
I do know one technique that my dad taught me, like when I'm being born in South India and everything. I do know the non-flip over method. I simply don't like it compared to pants. Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah, I mean, there's different ways. There's more like the dhoti and that looks more like a lungi. Yeah.
Correct. That's the, yeah.
Okay. So don't fret. Please continue to wear dhotis because when we see someone in dhotis, we feel happy. We see someone with jeans, we think, poor guy.
Excellent point, Maharaj. It's like representing our parampara, and this is part of clothing is part of it.
Yeah, the ladies wear saris, which are very colorful.
Yes.
Nowadays, people in the material world, they dress all in black because they're miserable. Okay, did we reach the end of our discussion?
Yes. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Very, very wonderful class as always, Maharaj. Thank you so much for your mercy upon us, Maharaj. You come every, 15 days and give your mercy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, today it was special mercy.
Yes, Maharaj, because of you. Thank you so much.
Well, I just turned on the computer. That's all I did.
Krishna had plans today, that's why.
Nice. It was really, really special. Okay, so we'll see you again soon. And for many of you who are online today, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Devotees, please turn on your videos. Let's offer our humble obeisances at His Holiness's lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः
Patitana Pavadebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Swami Maharaj ki jai.
His
Srila
Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj ki jai. Maharaj.
Krishna.
Jai Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.